Hello, fabulous people. This is the Together podcast, and this is the place where Sharice and I come together to help you get it together for your everyday business life. So we hope you enjoy.
I used to get judged about it, and you a punk. You just gonna I don't really care. It doesn't bother me like it bothers you. Does it really bother you that bad? Like, I don't care what they said about me, or I just go the opposite way. So more recently, I realized like, no, it's okay. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah.
And I was taking a training with a friend of mine, and she talked about manifesting from love, and it clicked.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We don't have to speak any negativity. You don't have to speak with any doubt. If you desire a thing, like in the book, The Science of Getting Rich, I remember one of my favorite quotes or parts in that book was, your original thoughts are your truth.
Yeah.
Your original thoughts come from source, come from God, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because of who you are and who you are designed to be. So they are your truth.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to trust your truth and who you really are.
Yeah.
So if your truth is hope and happiness and belief, like you have to stay there in that.
Right.
And that is the core of where you manifest from.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And I just began to appreciate that a lot differently these last few days. It just resonated really different.
Wow. I love that, because I think when we can shift out of fear, out of greed, out of scarcity, out of poverty, out of all of those things, and shift into love, we are so much more powerful. We just are with that. And then when we pair that in our entrepreneurial role, and whatever that may be, as a service provider, as a manager, as a person that happened to be sweeping the rugs that day, sweeping the carpet that day, if we can get to that place of love in doing it, then everything we touch is going to turn to gold. Because people sense the energy around things. And so I recently, a couple of months ago, had an employee kind of asked me for a raise, and I was like, wait, what? What you think we're doing to him? Like, how much? Like, it just was like, wait, what? We reached out, like, what? And so I really had to work to get into like, okay, how do I shift this to love? How do I shift handling this with love? How can I approach and just get into that mindset of, but I do want you to come up, and I do want you to make all that you can make in this world with that. And I understand, I'm looking at your life, and I understand, because when you work with somebody side by side, day by day, you do get to be a spectator of their life, to see what's going on. And it just shifted everything for me, and how I could have a conversation with them, explain my truth and what we could do and what we can't do. And so just if y'all are listening to us and you're facing a hard place in your business or even with yourself, I'm going to challenge you to shift it to love. To make that shift of, okay, I absolutely want the best for you. I absolutely want you to have everything that you want. Like, I am giving you all of the positive energy in my heart that I can. And when you start talking to people like that, you get a different response.
You absolutely get a different
response.
Yeah.
I want to take that deeper. When you start looking in business that like, I need to start making more money. I need to start making more money. I need either a new product, a new service, a new line. Mm-hmm. And then you look at people with, okay, what do you need and how can I serve you? Mm-hmm. I want you to win. And so Zig Ziglar had this quote. I think it's Zig Ziglar. Please forgive me if it's the wrong person. But you can have everything if you want in life if you help enough other people get what they want in life. So if you were looking at your business and you're trying to figure out how do we grow, then I want you to say, okay, how do I help these people? How do I love these people? How do I give these people a service, a package, a word, or something that's going to help them have their best life with that? And so with that completely changes it, right?
Yes,
that's the conversation. It changes the conversation. It even changes the conversation you're having with people. Yeah. So instead of being like, girl, I got to figure out how to make this dollar. Girl, I got to pay these bills. It becomes, how can I serve you? Yeah. What are people needing? What are people hurting with? What are people going through? Like it completely changes the energy in the conversation. And then that's when your next big idea is going to come. Because what you want to give people is what they need. You know, you
add value.
Hey, man, say it like that.
You want to add value. You want to be the one to add value to the bottom line. Everywhere you go, you know?
And even in marketing, you know, because we'll say, well, I don't want to sell myself. I don't want to market. Okay, don't. But there are people out there who need your service. Yeah. And in love, I need you to get into a place in which they know about you. Mm-hmm. So when they have that need, they can find the answer. Yeah. You know? And so think about if my water pipe busts in the middle of the night, I need to be able to find a plumber. Yeah. I am struggling. I need to know a good plumber. Preferably one that's not going to like rob me blind and charge me $8,000 for a $2 problem with that. Yeah. And so if you have marketed yourself, which is simply letting people know where you are, what you do, how you can help them, and how they can find you when they need you. Yeah. Like with that. And so I think when we think of marketing like that, then now it's not so hard to do, right? I just need to let people know what I do and how to find me when they need me with that. And so you can take that message of manifesting in love through everything in your business. Yeah. And it will completely not only shift your business, but shift your bottom line. It will. Yeah. Go ahead, Matthew.
I agree. You know, I look at it as being available and being in position. You know, if you make yourself available to the people who are looking for you, the people who want to do business for you, with you, the people who see value in you. Right. You know, being in position is everything. You know, that's the work. And what would you call being in position? I would say, okay, being visible. Right. Okay. Being in front, you know, up top on the website, SEO. Yep. Top. Right. In line. You know,
articulating your messaging well so people know exactly what you offer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's good. That's clarity. Yeah. Oh, I kind of want to say clarity. Love and clarity together. Because I want you to do it in the spirit of love. But once you add that clarity in there, oh my gosh, you are off to the races. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And one thing I can say for so many of us in business, especially as Gen Xers, you know, I think a lot of us have been hard on ourselves. But it's like, you know, you got to really think about it. It's been a marathon. Yeah, you know, it's been a real journey, and the clarity that so many of us are coming into now, I think so many of us can breathe now. So many of us are getting our do-overs. Yes. You know, it feels good. And it feels good to watch it. I can't remember if I talked about it on here, but how I felt at the New Edition concert.
Talk about it.
Baby, that thing, any of the older artists that get their do-overs, but New Edition, baby, they are the epitome of the do-over.
They were that good? I gotta see him because I'm hearing great things.
Yeah, you can ask anybody, even watching
Yeah.
Bobby, because I went to the show recently here in Atlanta, and you know, they were going hard on Bobby being out of shape and everything. The internet.
Listen, as a therapist, I gotta say, y'all know that man been through a lot. Don't be mad at him because he couldn't be on his workout game every day.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But even Bobby, you know,
got
he's
it together.
obviously been, yeah. Okay. New Edition is so on point. Like, and I think everyone is so in tune with the journey with them over the years that everybody can feel the energy to see them up there moving like that. And especially Bobby catching up, like he's on now. You know, he might be a little bit slower than the rest of them, but you feel proud of them, you know, and it gives you another energy and another win to go, wait a minute, I can do this thing too. Let me think about, you know, it will just give you a different energy when it comes to your dreams, your goals, you know, the things that you wanted in life. It might not look like what you thought it would be, of course.
Right. It never does.
Yeah, but it's not, but it's probably not dead. It's like all you got to do is go wake that thing up.
That is
in
true.
Love. Look
That's
at it
true.
in love.
That's
and
true.
in clarity, with all
That's
the clarity, the wisdom, the experience, the resources, the connections that you have on this side of life. It's like, wake that thing back up now and see what it might become.
Right. And I want to tell people, you get there when you get there.
Yep.
Like, it is okay if it took you 18 years. It is okay if it took you 13 years. It is okay if you just got the book written that's been on your heart for the last 22 years, 6 months, and 3 days.
Yeah.
You get there when you get there, and that's okay. So I really want people to have a spirit of love and compassion for themselves.
Yes.
That you get there when you get there. I know people who have books that's just been on their hard drives. They wrote it and they haven't gotten it out. And so I want you to have a spirit of love with yourself. And now the next step is, I need to get this book into somebody's hands because they're going to need it. And so operating from that spirit of, I love them enough to do what I need to do to get this book out into the world, to get it into that one person's hands, and what do I have to do? Then that'll give you your next step with that. And so have love and compassion for yourself, have love and compassion for the project, have love and compassion for the people, and take that next step to get it out there. So all right. In love. All right. What else is coming up for you?
Well, one example for me is something that I do not like to hear. I hate to use the word hate, but I do not like to hear when people say, it's a real pet peeve of mine, if it ain't one thing, it's another. And then they want you to agree with them, right?
Yes.
And I mean, you know how many people say, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Yeah, I gotta say, I do. But now that I hear you, why would I accept that and claim that? See, sometimes you don't hear it until you hear somebody else say it. Then you be like, oh, why am I saying that? Because we've been saying it so long, we don't even register to what am I saying?
It's habit and programming, and it's cursing yourself. And we're no longer going to do that. And that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I want people to stop just saying things. You know, stop just saying things out of habit. And think about what is coming out of your mouth.
You got a good point. So what would you replace that with?
Let's see. If it ain't one thing, it's another. First of all, if that comes in my mind, I personally like, wow, oh, that was interesting.
Okay.
And let's talk about what it could be. Say the tire was flat.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of me saying, if it ain't one thing, it's another, I'm like, oh, my tire is flat. I must have missed the accident.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, God.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I might have been the one that, ran that light or, went in that path of harm. Thank you for keeping me from that harm.
That's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. That's
whatever
it was.
Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whatever you were keeping me from, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I got AAA. Let me call AAA and get this taken care of. If I have to be somewhere, okay, let me call these people and let them know I have a flat tire. I'm not going to go to the negative. Oh, I'm going to be late. I remember a day when I was panicking. And I caught myself panicking for nothing.
Girl, say that.
It's like I created the panic. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be late. You know, and I went through all this rigmarole, all this garbage on the way there, nervous. I got there and guess it was okay.
I have noticed that when I shift into, okay, I've done the best I can to be on time. I'm still not making it. Let me turn it over and let it go. And then specifically when clients say has happened, the client wound up being either later than I was or got there at the same exact time. And so, but that's coming from a lot, okay, I done did my best. There ain't no sense rushing now and doing it, but getting into like just kind of a space of peace. I want to go back to what you said about the tire. So I loved how you pivot that, like, oh, this is saving me. This is doing something for me. This could have kept me out of accident. I think another thing to also say to that is I handle problems quickly and effectively. And then I get back on the road and keep it moving.
Affirm that thing.
You know, right? Yes. If you're going to be in business, then you have to handle problems quickly and effectively. It's got to be handle it and move on, handle it and move on, handle it and move on. Because when you don't, and I've learned this the hard way, and I'm still learning this lesson, it gets put on the back burner, it festers, and now when it comes back up, it can be an even bigger problem. It's causing even with that. So I handle problems quickly, effectively, and then I move. I keep it moving. I move on.
That's a good one. I'm adding that to my list.
Yes, with that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and I really think now, outside of the pet peeve thing, I have learned in moving in business how important my energy is.
Yeah.
This is why people always they're always like, oh, you're just always so happy, especially 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And I really honestly am. But I also realize how impactful my energy is when people come into my space.
Yeah.
You know, and if I'm the one hosting you,
even
if it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm hosting you regardless.
Right.
I'm gonna have the energy for you to come into my space. I need it that way for me.
Right.
So I definitely am going to have it ready for you. You know, I need it smelling good. I need the music playing. I need it zen out, clean, appropriate for you, because I want you to know and understand how much I value you, you know? And when you walk away from me, I want you to walk away from me feeling good, feeling cared for. I want to add more value to you. So no matter what the service is, you know, I want to add value, even if it's just a spiritual exchange, a conversation. You know, I want to add value. That was something that I think I may have talked to you about before. I'm sure I did personally, which is where my whole feeling good as hell movement came from. You know, I realized I still had to protect my people even when I was going through.
Right.
When my energy wasn't at its highest, I still had to serve you and care for you in love.
Right.
You know?
Because I think you just hit on an important component or lesson that I really want people to take in here. That I wasn't in the best place. And so therefore I did very specific things to get my mood elevated and also have my environment reflect that. That positive. So I listened to what I needed to listen to. You mentioned music, but I also know you listen to a lot of YouTube videos with that. And then my environment needed to smell good. with that. And so these are very specific, practical things that you did when you were going through a hard time.
Yeah.
And so I think so many people just kind of succumb to the hard time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm feeling terrible today. Okay, you might want to shift that, you know. And so, and that's what you just told people. I was going through a hard time and I shifted it. I was going through a hard time and I did not allow that to affect my work and my clients. And this is how I changed the atmosphere in which I was operating in with music and scents or smells. Smell good. Yeah. And so I just want to make sure people are catching that lesson, because somebody out there right now is going through a hard time and they can't figure out how to pull themselves out of it.
Yeah.
And so listen to something that's going to get you thinking differently. Put on something that smells good, that makes you feel good. If you're a female out there, do your hair and makeup, like step into, these are the things that's going to make me feel better with that. I'm not just going to stay here and kind of accept that I feel bad and just think that that's all. Like, I'm in a bad mood, I can't do anything else with that, because that is not true. You are a human being and you can shift. You can get yourself to shift. And I think when we talk about entrepreneurship, because so much depends on the entrepreneur, like the entrepreneur at the top is going to set the atmosphere for everybody else going down. They set the precedent for everybody else under them. And so as an entrepreneur, you've got to learn how to keep yourself at optimal level of functioning. Like, this is what I got to do that. So that was great. Thank you so much. You just helped somebody by saying that. Right?
I hope so. Yeah. I don't hope so. I know so. That's what I do.
Right.
That's what we do.
Right.
You know, that's what we add value to people.
Yeah.
But I've been exposed to so many different personalities, so many different attitudes and different moments. And, you know, just the way people can walk in a room and make you feel. I just really decided that I am not going to allow anyone to control me. How I feel, my emotions. And as leaders, influencers, you know, healers, thought leaders, you can say you're not that, but if you decide to become an entrepreneur and lead and leave impact, it becomes your universal job,
right?
You know, right, to care for the people.
Yeah,
you know, that's why these negative attitudes, you know, that I see, I always, you know, speak a word over people, even when they don't know it, because it's like you don't understand what you're leaving with people,
right?
When you leave people feeling bad,
right?
You know, so it's like that's our job as the light workers, as the healers, to be sure that we lead that good energy. That to me, that's the accountability, right? The accountability is being the light, being the love, being the leader that you're supposed to be out here. You put the accountability on yourself when you decided. To show up and lead. Right? So go back. It's like the whole CEO, one woman show, the CEO thing. It's like, okay, you made the decision to be the CEO. Do you really know what that means?
Right. No, excellent. You know what? I think if y'all can't tell, both Sharice and I are just more mellow this evening than we usually are. And so I'm feeling like a perfect way for us to wind down for tonight is for you just to speak positive over everybody who's listening with that, just positive words. I feel like I want to jump on there too, but you start. So what's some of the positive words you would speak over people? What's the love you would speak over them?
The love that I would speak over my people tonight is number one, how you see yourself. I want to speak how you see yourself, how you value yourself, how you feel about yourself. I want it to be love. I want you to see yourself in love. Okay. I want you to feel in love with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know and understand that you are valuable.
Yep.
You are valid. The minute you were born, conceived, you came here valid. You came here worthy. And guess what? It's okay that you've been through all the things that you've been through. In this day and time, you understanding that you are worthy just because. It's not because of anyone you know, any bit of education, any degree, anywhere you've been. You are just worthy because.
Oh, say that.
Just because. Just because you exist.
Yes.
And if you don't know that and understand that, you need to get yourself around the right people. So if you are listening to this right now,
say that.
And you are connected to this broadcast right now,
yes,
these are the type of people you need around you speaking over your life anyway, even if they don't know you.
Right.
They're speaking life over you anyway. You know, and that's it. Worthiness. Girl. Am I still here? Because
you still here.
Okay,
no,
good.
You still here. I got you. Worthiness was the last thing you said.
Yes. Yeah, it's the worthiness for me, because I know a lot of people, you know, myself included, you know, that worthiness can be a block for you. And if you are not continuously discovering your worth and your value within yourself.
Yeah. So there's this author named Brene Brown. And one of the things she says is worthiness is a practice. Meaning it's something that I am working on every day, that I am perfecting every day, understanding that I'm worthy, sitting in that worthiness. When something happens and I'm tempted to think that I'm unworthy, being able to combat that and say, no, I am absolutely worthy. Like, oh, yeah.
You are. Just because.
Just because.
And it's a choice. It's a choice.
It's a choice.
You know, you have to choose to choose.
Yeah, definitely so. Girl,
what you got for these lovely people?
No, I don't. I'm trying to. So I got to tell you, I actually have not been in church in a while. But just you saying those words almost wanted me, had me go old school and speak in tongues. I was just wanting to give it out. But I think if I wanted to speak positive words over people, I want to say every idea that you have, get it out. Like you are given that idea, you are given that book, you're given that business, you're given that song, you're given that word, you're giving that invention in your head, get it out. That it is never too late. That if you do not get it out, the universe has to have it and it's going to come through somebody else. But this is your opportunity to get it out. So get it out. This is your time. Do not look at yourself as less than. Every day I need you to practice in worthiness. And then do not ask your question, why me? Because I'm going to tell you, why not you? It's going to be you. I don't care if it hadn't been invented yet. We are using things that were not invented years ago. We're using them every day. Like the computer that I'm on now, this was not a thing of 30, 40 years ago. This was an impossibility that has become possible. So I want you telling yourself every day that I do impossible things, that I make the impossible possible. I do not want you giving up on yourself. I want you understanding that in love, I will do it all. That in love, I will do it all. I will help everybody that I need to help. I will serve everybody that I need to serve. I will do everything that I am put on this earth and destined to do. Yeah. With that. And then just confess it. It'll be done. It'll be done. Yeah. It'll be done. Yeah. And I got to tell you, as an entrepreneur, it's never going to work as fast as you think it's going to work. But it's working. Then you'll look back and you'll be like, man, that happened fast. I can't believe it's been 15 years. I can't believe I've been in business. I've been in business 13 years. I cannot believe that. Yeah, exactly. With that, you know, and you won't, you know, and each level. The other thing about success does not, I know we got those pictures of like the lady on the bed on top of the mountain in the sun. Right. You, success does not feel like that often. We do have those moments every now and then, but usually success feels like, to me, what? Falling across the bed at the end of the day. or now figuring out how we're going to handle all that we handle and make this happen and work the budget and who else who I need to hire. And so it just understand all of that with love for your compassion for yourself, love and compassion with others. The more you grow, the more you need to know, get the information, but be compassionate with yourself when you make mistakes. Like failure is part of the process. Like I was just watching this tape and the man was like, fail, get up, dust yourself off, try again. Like, and that's how you do it. So, so we believe in you.
Yes, absolutely. One more thing that I'd love to leave everyone with is, I made a decision a long time ago, maybe a few years ago when I was more enlightened. I made a decision to prioritize the woman that I am becoming over the woman that I am leaving behind.
Yeah.
I believe more in my future self than I do being concerned about my past.
Right.
I cannot let that past consume me. I have to be more concerned about where I'm going and what I'm creating.
Yeah.
So we can have fun figuring it out.
Figuring it out and falling forward together and getting it done.
That's right. That's right.
All right, my dear. Anything else you want to share with the people tonight before we let them go?
I'm good. I just want y'all to love.
Please. I'm going to say that too. Love. All right, fabulous people. If y'all need us, hit Sharice up on Facebook, hit me up on LinkedIn. If y'all have questions, we are more than happy to answer any questions that you have for us with that. And so we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
All right. Good night.
Good night.